No, I guess. Sure. Temperatures made it to the upper 50s and low 60s late this afternoon after seeing.
Okay, hello there. Welcome to your.
Yeah, good evening and thank you for.
Now, your first weather.
We saw a little sunshine late this afternoon that helped warm our temperatures back into the upper 50s and low 60s late this afternoon across much of West Tennessee. These temperatures about where we should be for this time in March, but it looks like some more rain moving back into the area, but warmer weather comes with that for the middle part of the work week. And we'll talk about that with your full forecast coming up. But first, your local news starts now.
39 News Night Edition is brought to you by Physicians Quality Care, where we treat you like family. 2 locations, open 7 days a week. Now, from your hometown news team in the heart of downtown Jackson, this is 39 News Night Edition.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Josh Egbert.
And I'm Meredith Mitchell. One mayoral candidate for the city of Jackson hosted a special forum tonight. Scott Conger hosted a meeting with members of the Jackson Fire Department this evening. Conger hosted the forum as a chance to hear from department members on their needs and views of the city, as well as relate his vision for Jackson if he was elected mayor.
Jackson Fire Department and Jackson Police Department provide invaluable services to our city, and so for a mayor to want to come in and lead the city, they need to know what's on the minds of the fire department and police department.
Conger says he plans on setting up a meeting with members of the Jackson Police Department in the upcoming weeks.
House Speaker Glenn Casada was in Chattanooga today talking about a local Republican group and spoke afterwards on the fetal heartbeat bill.
I think as a society, it's up to us, if it's human life, to defend it. The Constitution is clear. Life is one of the guaranteed constitutional rights. The heartbeat tells us that's human life. And so Tennessee is committed to protecting the human life that has the heartbeat.
Casada said the legislature is reflective of the views of Tennessee, and Tennesseans and lawmakers will sit down and talk and work with the governor, Senate, and House on this legislation. He ultimately thinks the bill will pass the House.
Well, floodwaters continue to drop around the Tennessee River, which is allowing some Hardin County residents to start the long process of cleaning up. 39
News' Jackson Overstreet tells us how the community of Statillo is picking up the pieces after the flooding and how local churches are helping out.
And you see what a muddy mess this is.
This is what's left of Betty Kimbrell's house in Saltillo. She was one of many residents whose house was swallowed up by the Tennessee River when it flooded its banks a couple of weeks ago. Betty had inherited the house from her parents when they passed away, and it had become a favorite spot for her and her family to visit over the years.
I was in the process of remodeling it, and it's just all that hard work. It's just gone by the wayside.
Betty is not the only one working on her house today. She's getting help from the Woodlawn Baptist Church in Brownsville. Church members were deployed to Saltillo as part of the Southern Baptist Convention's disaster relief team. The team is a network of churches nationwide that help disaster victims in their area. Having their help has been a huge blessing, according to Kimbrell.
It humbles me just so much to think that there's so many good people out there donating their time. In 2 hours, they've just completely gutted this whole place.
The Hardin County Fire Department has also been out here in Saltillo doing damage assessments. They say the data that they're gathering will give them a better picture of just how much damage Hardin County has sustained.
We can turn it in and request assistance from FEMA. It doesn't say that we'll get it, but this is the step that we have to take.
In Hardin County, 439 News, I'm Jackson Overstreet.
The Tennessee River stage is down 12 feet from its highest point, according to the Hardin County Sheriff's Department, but it is still 13 feet above flood stage. They expect the river to drop more this weekend.
A runaway barge filled with steel damages a boat dock, and now city officials want to know who's responsible. This is what's left of the dock at Lakeside Village in Loudon, Tennessee. Neighbors say they heard a loud bang Friday night, not realizing a loose barge full of steel took out their dock. Thankfully, a tugboat was able to stop the barge, but if it hadn't, officials say it could have taken out 2 major highway bridges. So far, no one has come forward to claim the barge.
An engineer, it would have been some serious structural damage. I think the interstate would have been shut down for a while.
The county's EMA is investigating.
Well, Jackson residents have another food option when trying to decide where to eat. Texas Roadhouse on Van Drive officially open. After a year of hard work, the restaurant finally opened its doors and had a ribbon cutting to celebrate. They're looking forward to being part of the Jackson community and offering the 2 things they focus on the most. Owner Aaron Newton tells us what those are.
Legendary food and legendary service, and we really harp on that. Either way, it's about legendary food and legendary service. I just can't tell you how bad we really obsessed with that.
Texas Roadhouse held a soft opening for friends and family this past weekend, and the only problem they say they had was the large amount of people that showed up. That Newton says is a great problem to have.
What started out as a small company out of a garage in Jackson has grown into a national one.
In this week's Made in Tennessee, 39 News' Camila Reda introduces us to Bellatex, a unique company hiding right here in our own backyard.
The Metropolitan in Chicago, Fillmore Theater in New Orleans, and Northside High School Theater all have one thing in common. All their stage curtains were made by Bellatex right here in Jackson. The company was started out of a garage and has grown into a nationally known manufacturer. Vice President Amanda Zimmerman says most people can't believe there's such a unique company in the city of Jackson.
They were like, oh, what? You know, here in Jackson? And yeah, we do. Just little old Jackson, you know, we're shipping them all over the country.
Making theater curtains isn't so simple. Zimmerman says every theater is different, so every curtain is custom made. And there's many more parts that go into it than one would think.
Grand drape, grand valance, those are the really pretty, ornate drapes. And then everything in the back, you know, we call them your blacks.
But at Bellatex, they believe about more than just their product. One of the most important things for Bellatex, they say, is empowering women by not only giving them a job, but by giving them a career.
Most manufacturers are just are men. So we're trying to make our mark and really lift up the women of Jackson.
One of those women has been working for Bellatex ever since the company got started. She describes it as a blessing for her and for the community.
Es una fuente de trabajo para mucha gente y sobre todo para personas hispanas que saben hacer el trabajo y tienen ganas de salir adelante, y esta empresa ha sido una bendición para todos.
Bellatex currently employs about 12 women. They hope to continue their growth within the Jackson community and even outgrow their current building in the next couple years.
Bellatex, made in Tennessee. If you know a product or a company we should feature on our Made in Tennessee series, you can visit our website, WNBJTV.com.
Tennessee state parks are offering free guided spring hikes statewide. With warmer weather coming, Tennessee State Parks is hosting free guided spring hikes in all 56 state parks led by park rangers. That'll be held Saturday, March 23rd. The hikes fit every entry level, from short, easy walks, trails to long treks through more adventurous terrain. Hikers are urged to prepare for the weather, have sturdy footwear, and bring water and snacks. Participants can go online to find a hike that best fits their interest at tnstateparks.com.
In consumer news tonight, the average U.S. price of regular grade gasoline is up 6 cents a gallon over the past 2 weeks to $2.50. That's according to the Lundberg survey. Despite the recent spike in prices at the pump, gas is now 9 cents lower than it was a year ago. The highest average price in the nation is $3.29 a gallon in the San Francisco Bay Area. The lowest average is $2.13 in St. Louis, Missouri. Gas price increases are likely to continue. Industry analysts say it would take a notable and sustained drop in oil prices to cause a gasoline price decline at this point.
In health news tonight, you'll soon be able to assess your risk for developing type 2 diabetes at home. 23andMe has announced its personal DNA test kit will include data on a user's genetic risk for diabetes. DNA won't give the whole picture because lifestyle factors also play a big role in type 2 diabetes, but outside experts say it could prompt patients to see a doctor if they realize they're at risk. More than 30 million Americans have diabetes, but many remain undiagnosed.
Pumping iron may lower your risk for developing type 2 diabetes. Researchers at Iowa State University studied more than 4,500 adults and all completed chest and leg presses to measure muscle strength. Those who had moderate muscle strength had a 32% lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes. But there is no need to overdo it. Higher levels of strength did not provide any additional protection. However, researchers say it is hard to recommend ideal levels because there is no fixed way for measuring muscle strength. Researchers say there is no need to join a gym. You can do resistance training exercises at home, such as planks or lunges. Then, as you build strength, experts suggest adding free weights.
Reason why we need to get into the gym, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, still ahead here on 39 News Night Edition, the Tennessee Vols fall to Auburn with an SEC title on the line.
And after a horrific plane crash kills 175 passengers in Ethiopia, countries are now grounding Boeing 737 planes as the same model crashed back in October.
We just see a little bit of rain around earlier today, less than a tenth of an inch here in Jackson. Temperatures made it to the 60s this afternoon, which is a little bit above average for this time of year. More warm weather, but more rain in the forecast here the next several days. We'll talk about it when we come back.
Now, NBC 39 weather.
And welcome back, everyone. Not too bad of a day today after we got rid of that rain this morning. Had a few showers around the area. Most of that shower activity is about Interstate 40 to the area south. Early this morning, really cleared out here pretty quickly as the sunshine peaked out for this afternoon. Temperatures into the upper 50s and low 60s, which is right about where we should be for this time in March. High of 60 degrees today in Dyersburg, 62 down in Memphis, 58 in Paris, 58 degrees the high in Milan, and 62 the high in Jackson late this afternoon. Here's a look at our forecast for tonight. We get back into the upper 30s to our north, right near 40 or maybe low 40s for overnight lows across parts of West Tennessee. We'll call it partly cloudy skies. Winds relatively calm overnight, mainly under 5 miles per hour as you get ready to wake up for your Tuesday. So your school day forecast then starts out at 41 at 7 o'clock in the morning. We'll call it a mixture of clouds and a little clearing. According to our sunrise tomorrow morning, 7:11 in the morning. And temperature-wise, we'll be getting back into the low to mid 60s as we head into the afternoon hours. Really, temperature-wise, looking pretty good, but cloudy skies increasing, and they actually could bring some rain chances back, at least some scattered shower chances as we head to Tuesday afternoon. I think our better chance of rain really comes later Wednesday and into Wednesday evening. We could be seeing heavy rain in some areas. So here's your weather notes over the next couple of days around West Tennessee and Jackson. Tuesday, sunshine to start, but then those clouds increase. May see a passing shower by the afternoon. Temperatures relatively mild, though. We'll be in the low to mid 60s. For Wednesday, then, the winds start to pick up ahead of that next system. So, yeah, some gusty winds expected. We'll call it mostly cloudy through much of Wednesday. Could be some showers or thunderstorms late Wednesday afternoon. I do think the better chance of rain really comes Wednesday night. So, as we look at our forecast for Wednesday evening, clouds increasing, will be mild. Some heavier showers could be possible and could be looking at some flooding once again. Looking like the potential is there for a couple inches of rainfall. I think the majority of that will be just south and to the east of Jackson. Areas that don't really need to see the rainfall, as that's where we are still seeing the flooding going on across the Tennessee River Valley. But looks like we'll see windy weather too, but also mild weather for your Thursday before some cooler temperatures return as you get ready for the upcoming weekend, which of course is St. Patrick's Day this weekend. Here's what it looks like on our forecast map for your Tuesday. Again, a lot of West Tennessee basically seeing the clouds increasing. Not much in the way of shower activity. Most of the shower activity will be off to our west here on our map. You can see from Arkansas to Missouri, even Oklahoma and Texas seeing the better chances of rain. But by late in the afternoon hours, could get a few of these showers that kind of push into our region. But again, our better chance of rain really arriving later Wednesday afternoon and into Wednesday evening. Now, there is a slight risk of some severe weather through parts of the plains and actually parts of the Mid-South as well. This is Tuesday night into Wednesday. Now, most of the severe weather will be over in Texas and Oklahoma on Tuesday and Tuesday night. But by Wednesday, that whole front starts to move into Arkansas and could bring a few lines of showers and thunderstorms through West Tennessee. I do think the severe weather will stay off to our west, kind of indicated by this map here, seeing it mainly through the state of Arkansas, southern parts of Missouri, and southwest or south parts of Louisiana as well. Now, what will happen, though, is as it gets into the evening hours of our Wednesday, that whole line could push into our area. But again, timing of it doesn't look like it's going to be very good timing for severe weather because it will be mainly in the evening or overnight hours of our Wednesday. But here's your future radar by 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, seeing a few showers developing off to our west through parts of Arkansas. Could get a few of those that kind of come in the area again, just maybe the northwest part of Tennessee by late tomorrow afternoon. Here it is 11 o'clock at night on Tuesday. Most of the activity has pushed to our north. Really going to wait for that next system, though. That's going to be the main front here at 10 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. Start to see that line of showers and thunderstorms developing on the border of Oklahoma and Arkansas. That will eventually push across Arkansas and get into our area, bringing not only windy weather, but mild weather and rain back to the region for the middle part of the work week. For tonight, 41, partly cloudy skies, northeast winds under 10 miles per hour. Here's your 7-day forecast. Then we'll go for a high of 63. As we head into our Tuesday afternoon, could be a few showers around. Wednesday, looking for windy but warm weather, high of 70. Again, late Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening, could see some showers and thunderstorms. We'll be in the upper 60s on Thursday still. But then we fall back into the 50s, which is really not bad this time of year, but still a little bit below average for the upcoming weekend. Of course, St. Patrick's Day on Sunday could be actually sunny, but temperatures mid-50s. It looks like at least the dry weather hangs around into early next week. So overall, looking a little more spring-like here next 7 days.
We'll definitely take that.
Yeah, and a little bit of rain here and there, but looking like we'll at least get more dry weather than rain on that 7-day forecast. That's some good news for a lot of us.
We need to dry out.
We sure do.
All right, Chris, thanks so much. Well, coming up here on 39 News, 2 plane crashes within 5 months, leaving hundreds of dead, have sparked authorities to launch an investigation. What could be causing the Boeing 737 to malfunction? Coming up next. Airlines in several countries have temporarily grounded Boeing's 737 MAX 8 aircraft.
For the second time in less than 6 months, the new planes have been involved in deadly crashes. Now the big question is whether there are any similarities between the two disasters.
It's a high priority for investigators and airlines around the world because this is one of the best-selling planes in the world. Tom Costello reports.
The urgent question facing investigators and airline safety teams: are there similarities between the Ethiopian Airlines crash and the crash of a Lion Air flight last year? Both planes a brand new state-of-the-art Boeing 737 MAX 8. Both planes went down just after takeoff. The crews of both planes struggled to maintain control, the Ethiopian plane transmitting erratic vertical speed readings. Last October, Lion Air Flight 610 went down in the Java Sea just 12 minutes into flight. A preliminary investigation found the onboard sensors may have fed bad data to the plane's computers, indicating the plane was going to stall. The computers then mistakenly pushed the nose of the plane down to pick up speed. The pilots struggled to pull the nose up, not realizing they were fighting a new automated anti-stall system called MCAS that Boeing never told pilots about. But Boeing says the Lion Air pilots should have known how to disengage the system.
So what I do, immediately turn over the switches and cut the motor out. And as you can see, it stopped the trim.
Now, investigators in Africa will examine the plane's black boxes for any sign the Ethiopian crew faced the same issues as the Lion Air pilots. If so, more countries, including the U.S., could ground the plane. Today, 354 737 MAXs are flying around the world, with more on the way. In North America, flown by American, Southwest, United, and Air Canada. While there have been no reports of any problems in the U.S., many airlines and their pilots say they didn't know about the anti-stall system until the Indonesian crash.
The FAA issued an emergency order last fall for the airlines to ensure their pilots are trained properly in how to disengage that anti-stall system if it kicks in. But to be clear, there is no known cause for this crash. It could have been an engine problem, an electrical or hydraulic failure or explosion, or simply a fire. It's not known at this time.
Well, stay with us. Sports is up next.
Good evening, I'm Mark Edwards. Tennessee has never won back-to-back league crowns. At stake this past weekend, the #1 seed for the SEC tournament, but it didn't work out so well for the Volunteers. The Tigers get the 84-80 win. That leaves the Vols just 27 wins on the year. A 28th victory will tie them for second most in program history. Compare that to just 4 losses on the year. Now, those losses have come by a combined of 29 points. They out-rebounded Auburn 39-27, couldn't get the win. Tennessee gets a double bye before opening SEC tournament play in Nashville, Tennessee this week. Now to football, close but no cigar for the Memphis Express. The Express suffered a 3-point loss at the hands of the Atlanta Legends in the AAF. Zach Mettenberger was inconsistent, but the Express did show some glimpses. He threw his first pick of the season Sunday, and it came at the worst time. The Legends get the win. The Express still winless in the East Division. They'll play the Salt Lake Stallions next, a team that's winless in the West Division. We'll stick with football. The Pittsburgh Steelers have pulled the trigger on a trade for Antonio Brown. The disgruntled All-Pro wide receiver will head to Oakland for a 3rd and 5th round pick. Per Brown's request, the Raiders will restructure his current deal. He'll make $50 million over the next 3 seasons. $30 million of that guaranteed. Trade of Brown will be made official when the league's new year opens on Wednesday. Now, Brown's caught over 100 balls and at least 1,200 yards with 8 or more touchdowns per year for the last 6 seasons. To NASCAR now, the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series was in Phoenix this past weekend with a Ticket Guardian 500 and a late race battle. About 20 laps to go for Ryan Blaney, and Kyle Busch decides the outcome, and Busch will be able to pull away to get his first Cup win of the season, becoming the fourth different driver in 4 races to clinch a playoff spot. The win for Busch was his 199th across the top 3 touring NASCAR series. They'll pack up for California next week to wrap up their 3-week Western trip.
Yeah, it was certainly tough to pass. Yes, it wasn't easy. You were really stuck and mired behind guys. I got close to Blaney, and then I got real tight, and then he kind of got away, and then I ran him back down, and it's just kind of like an accordion thing. You cool your stuff off, you go back after him, and then you get too hot and too tight when you're behind him, and then you got to cool back off again. I just started working the racetrack and just started moving around and trying to find something and trying to get low and high and everywhere in between to try to just keep trying to find clean air or cleaner air in order to get by him.
And now in blank stare news, a soccer fan in England is facing 14 weeks behind bars after running onto the field. Look at this. This past weekend, attacking and punching Jack Grealish, the 27-year-old, got the knuckle sandwiched to the side of his neck and face. Will also cost the outrageous fan a hefty fine and a 10-year, count it, 10-year ban from UK football matches. Grealish, meanwhile, was able to pop back up onto his feet a few seconds later. He had actually scored a goal. As for the fan, well, he was ushered off blowing kisses. Clearly, his 15 minutes of fame and a 10-year ban from UK football. We'll be back after this.
Taking a final look at our 7-day forecast. Another mild day for your Tuesday. 63 the high temperature. May see a few passing showers in the afternoon hours. Should a lot of dry weather for most of us. Just maybe a few more clouds increasing. Even warmer for Wednesday as the winds pick up. We'll see windy weather, but high of 70. More chance of showers and thunderstorms late Wednesday afternoon, mainly overnight Wednesday into Thursday. We'll have the best chance of some rain as the front moves through. Should still be close to 70 for Thursday. Then we're back into the 50s for the end of the work week and into the upcoming week. Patrick's Day right now about 55, but dry weather through early next week.
So much, Chris. And we thank you so much for watching 39 News. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Have a great night.
Follow us online, like us on Facebook, and visit our website, WNBJTV.com.